How is it going, guys? I hope you guys had a nice day yesterday. Looks like we had some nice reversals, some nice trades. I came into the week a little bit too long, just stuff that was left over from last week. So I took most of that stuff off um, when I saw a bit of weakness. So today, honestly, I am not too convinced that this is a really like super crazy panic market, because what I see is the SPY is doing 0.5, uh, like half the relative volume in pre-market that it usually does. The Qs are a little bit higher, but in general, I don't see like any panic at all. And when we look at the watch list today, like nothing is going completely crazy. Even my perma watch list, there's nothing, barely anything. Let me just look. There's barely anything that's really over. See, there's one. MDB is over like one, and that's just the average volume in pre-market that a stock does. So everything is, just within means. I mean, I think we are going to see a little bit of a pullback. That's for sure. That's what I said yesterday. I think a retracement would be nice. To say, I don't know, like I've put in this like kind of wedge shape. So I would actually really like to see at least a pullback to this kind of 3075 level, for it to, like find a little bit of consolidation, perhaps do like another like flag, what's it called? Triangle kind of shape, whatever, to then move higher after a little bit. So for now, I'm quite happy. I'm gonna try and put on a few short trades today, from the list that I'm gonna go over, and we'll see how it goes. The first off, Netflix. I'm just putting this one in there because it's kind of an example of how, like it looks bearish, but there's not much pre-market volume. There's not really, like panic to be seen apart from this big sell-off. We have the impeachment stuff that the market is expecting, of course. And of course, there's like the trade deal deadline and all of that. It feels like this is slowly being priced in. Now that let's go back to the market real quick just to show this. Like what we had, this was just people's, in my opinion, and what I've been reading, what experts think as well, is that this was just panic selling of people who got in too late, like bag holders getting out, and all like the big money is kind of adjusting, pricing in all the stuff that needs to be priced in, and from there, after a bit of consolidation, at the latest early in the next year, I think we might head back to higher highs. So now let's look at the stuff that I'm actually interested in today. Apple. I saw they had quite a bit of put volume yesterday. So I think after this crazy move, just with everything in the market, I think they in the next couple of days and weeks, they are going to retrace at least to the bottom of this consolidation range, which is 260. And perhaps we're even going to break, perhaps see 256, or perhaps even see this kind of 249, 250 area as another target. And from there, we will see what it does next. It depends on the market, of course. Next one is Facebook. We are getting to the top of this trend line here anyway. And yesterday it tried to get out of this, get over the upper Celt, and it failed. And now, like everything else, this is pulling back. I think if we fell under 200 today, we have a chance of breaking this trend line and perhaps even closing underneath. Perhaps we manage to get down to 199. It has an ATR of 331. So from yesterday's close at 201.35 or 34, I mean, this is absolutely reachable. especially in case like some kind of panic sets in. The market is coming back a little bit though now, so we will see. Perhaps we're just going to see a little bit more consolidation today. I guess people are, trying to price in the impeachment stuff and go from there. Next one, MA. This one failed here at the top of this range as well. I think this is going to retest that trend line at the least and see where it wants to go from there. What is nice to see is the decreasing volume on the decreasing bar on the red bars. So that means that it's just profit taking. It's not really, selling, like actual, bearish selling. So it might just be a bit of profit taking. But if you might want to take a day trade or like 2-day swing or something like that into the 286.50 level, I think that would be interesting to do. Next one, Amazon. So this is a purely technical kind of look at this stock. It's gapping a little bit lower with everything else, but just I love how this tried to go and get over the middle celt and the moving averages and failed miserably. These kind of bearish type of candles, I really like them. Might just be like me being biased or anything like that, or it just looks like it tried to get all the way there and failed all the way back down. So on the other hand, looking at the intraday chart, it was just a steady kind of sell-off, perhaps profit taking, or I don't know. So we will see. But this definitely, if this wants to get going lower, I think, especially if we get under this trend line, we might see the 1714 kind of level again at some point, or at least the 1722, 1723 level. Right, next one, Costco. This one has earnings coming up, as I've been mentioning. Also bearish kind of type candle. Not much going on in pre-market so far, quite flat. So we'll see, but this has been showing a bit of weakness beforehand. So if the market is trying to head lower today, this could be something that already had a bit of weakness before. Next one, Shopify. Tried to break higher, failed at 380, came all the way back. I think this needs a retest of the upper celt, perhaps around this. What do we have here? 356 kind of level. I think that might be 356. Perhaps. Let's see. What do we have? Yeah, 356, 355. That kind of area. That could be a nice target for a day trade today, and see how we go from there. Next one, Google. I put on a short position in this one yesterday. Not a big one, just a bit of a nibble. Also because I needed some short delta. I knew I was a little bit too long, so I put this one on into the spike, and this one is looking good so far. I think this needs to calm down a little bit from here and come a little bit back. So let me look at the position real quick. As long as this is under, what do we have here? 1340, I am good. So that's the power of trading options. I've basically put on a synthetic, a short call spread and a long put spread, which is basically synthetic short stock. I'm going to do a demo about this at some point. Yeah, that's what I did in this one, and I hope that this is gonna, just have like a short-term correction down to 1320 or something like that. Next one, Wayfair. I just wanted to put this one out real quick because I rarely make perfect calls like this, but this one was perfect because I know because I told you guys that with this, like strong up move after the attempted breakdown, we would see the top of this range again, and within one day it came all the way back up there. Now we can look out, you know, depending on whether the market recovers today or not. If this breaks over this, say 89 area, or the previous high, what is it, 89.35, and confirms the upper Celt, I would be looking for the gap fill up into the 100. So this one is definitely starting to coil up a little bit now. We're seeing increased volume after, you know, like this completely decreased volume here. Sometimes I draw it like this. You look at that, you look at that, kind of trend lines like that as well. So now we're back over that trend line. So volume is back, and we'll see if this wants to go today. If the market's weak, I wouldn't assign it too much probability, because this has ran one ATR each day. So maybe it wants to consolidate first here over 185 and then go, but we'll see. But just one, like a really nice one to look at how it works. Next one, CSCO. This one looks bearish to me. Failed at the lower Celt. Market is weak. So 43 target to me. Of course, first watch out for the previous low here, which is at 43.40, like 43.50 area. So if you want to take it short right off the open, say it spikes up into that 44 kind of level, and then starts, like you could probably start putting on like a small initial short there with risk over 44.10 or something like that, depending on your risk tolerance and how you want to, like what you see in the technical analysis, and then either take profits into the 43.50 or wait and see if it breaks below and add on the break for the 43. I think that's something that could definitely be doable. And perhaps if you want to put on like a trade on in the monthlies to perhaps look for a move into 42 or 41 even, that could be something as well for a bit longer term. Target, that one is surprisingly bullish compared to the rest of the market. So it's nothing that I'm going to trade right now. I just want you guys to see like that's what relative strength looks like. With, you know, like the market being on the weaker side. When you look at the market, you know, having a bit of trouble here, and this one just holds that level really nicely. So I just wanted to point this one out. When the market starts recovering, I would definitely be looking at target for a next leg higher. Next one, SBUX. I don't remember why I put this one on the list, to be honest. I guess, oh yeah, it held the upper Celt. It's going to be difficult to hold that today, so perhaps it needs another attempt. So come back under, perhaps down to this, what do you have here? 85.35 kind of level, 85.20 level. Hold from there and then go. But we will see about this one as well. I just like how this held the upper Celt here. So if the market turns around today and heads back north, then this could be one to look at as well. Autodesk. This one has popped up on a fair few scanners of mine for like bearish reversals. And I love what this looks like, because it tried to break new highs, couldn't even manage it. Like it managed by, what's that, 36, by 20 cents, 21 cents it managed to break out, and then it fell. It failed quite hard back under. So I would at least, at the minimum, see a retracement down to 176.65, but I think more likely would be a 175 retest, upper Celt kind of retest, because you see the volume, that was quite a strong rejection of the highs. So yeah, I think the 175 is probably a realistic target from here, and then we see where it wants to go from there. And the last one is XBI. You could also trade IBB, just some kind of biotech index. That was quite a strong rejection of that trend line breakout here, and now with the market weak and this not having had any pullbacks whatsoever, I think this could use a pullback down to like 92 as well in the next few days, perhaps into the next week, and then we see from there again. But that's something else. Like such a strong reversal candle, I would definitely be looking for a second day play here, especially if we break yesterday's lows, which it seems it's already breaking in pre-market. So let's look at some technical levels here. What do we have here? Let's make this a little bit bigger, just so we see where or what we want to be looking at. Come on here. This screen is such low resolution. I hate it. Come on. Okay, here we go. Make that volume a bit smaller. Okay. Let's see. So I am seeing, no, not this. This kind of, what's that? 94. I think 94 or 93.90 kind of level. I think that would be a nice level for an initial target. And if that breaks, probably 93.50 kind of level for the next target, and from there, of course, the 92.80 level as the next target, and then from there, I would say 92.10 or 92 itself as another target, where it just could, like depending on how far it wants to go, but this is in the next few days. These are the targets that I could see. But let's look at the Fibonacci's real quick, just to see how that coincides. Interesting. All right, so I'm basically quite close here with the 50. I'm spot on with the 38.20. Like literally, it's the same. So yeah, let's see, the 61.80 is not too far away either. So you could also just go with the Fibonacci's. I'm sure like some algo or something is gonna look at those as well. But in general, like that's also something that might be worth mentioning if I have some more time. I have like 2 more minutes to talk. Indicators are fine and well, but in the end, every chart is gonna show you like where support and where resistance is just by price action. So you can analyze a chart without any indicator, and that's still going to give you very much a lot of information on where to put on trades, or where to look for a confirmation or for a fail, or to find good setups. On the other hand, like Fibonacci's, they seem to have like be quite helpful. So if this is giving someone more confidence, then I'm all for it. But just to see, like, there's different what do you say, different ways to skin some animal. So yeah, that's just an example here right now. Like literally this level, I had the exact same level. So yeah, just as an example. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I'm going to be around for the open just real quick. I'm not going to be active in chat too much because I have to go to bed real quick, and I'll just have to put on some trades, make a few hedges, and then I'm off to bed. We are super busy at work. So message me if you have any questions, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Please like this video. Please comment on the video. Ask questions in the comments as well. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We need all the help that we can get to bring all this, like all the education that we have planned for you guys out there, and perhaps find like a larger audience that is gonna enjoy what we have to offer here. And I think we have to offer quite a lot. So until then, guys, trade safe today. I hope it's going to be a good one for you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.